Hi, so today I'm going to show you how to take care of your show shoes, your show chorus heels, which if you've purchased off me, this is them, and you may have some from other shops as well. I'll just get right into it. What you're going to need is some pegs. This is a fantastic brand of silver spray. I really recommend it more than a cheap one from the hardware store. This is from the Cobbler. Mr. Minute sells this. And these are two colors that work really well. This is the same brand, Wapro, or however you pronounce it. Color change. This is dark camel. It's a good color. And this is for the black shoes. It's dye and shine. It's actually not a paint, it's a dye, and it's amazing. And a bit of Jif, some super glue, and a damp rag. So we'll just get straight into it. Another important thing I forgot to mention is you're going to need a paintbrush. This is a acrylic paintbrush, and you can tell the difference by the stiffness of it. So this one is very supple. See, if I press it up to my hand, it bends quite a lot, and it's very soft, very silky. This one here, for example, is quite rigid. You can see it doesn't bend at all. The paintbrush like this is going to dig into your paint and leave nasty sort of trail marks in the lovely paint job that you want to do. And shake it up. So you want to try and spray away from that. So I'm going to actually put my finger on the little hole and spray downwards into the corner. Come outside because I don't want to get paint on my car and my garage floor and on my phone, so I'm just going to do this over here. Now, if you've got a pair of shoes like this which have seen some better days, and this isn't too bad a shoe, you can see some bumping going on here, some lack of color. If you compare it to the original shine, it's not too bad, but it could be better. This is original here, and it's been bumped as well, but I'm not going to do that because it's still got a lovely original sheen on it. You can't see the bumps very much, and it's still got a lot of life in it. This one, we've already done it once before, so I'm going to do it again. So we're going to work on the heel first, going around. Then we're going to do this strap, and then we're going to work on the front. This is the order of things. And you just have to be kind of a bit of an artist about it, really, and have a bit of a steady hand. I don't really have a very steady hand, but I manage. Now I've gotten to the toe, which as you can see is quite messed up, but when you've got your foot in here, people can see this toe, and people can see the silver detail, which continues on from here all the way through to here. So although it's really beaten up, unfortunately there's not a lot to do, we just have to paint it. So if you really want to do a second coat, you can. This really doesn't need it, as you can see. I'm going to show you the other shoe so you can see the difference. Like I said, this shoe didn't really need it too badly, but you can see a little brightness there and a bit more tidy. Voila. And now you just go ahead and do the other one. Situations like this, where we're starting to lose the sections, once again, because this is the most beaten up area of the shoe, we're just going to super glue this. So yeah, so we're going to just go in there. Look, I don't clean things up too much. I just get the job done. Same here. We go in there and super glue that as well. Quite some layers are coming apart here. Try not to be too generous, as you know super glue doesn't like to be too wet. And simple as can be, just going to put a peg on that, and we're going to try and put a few pegs on, you know, so it's really pushing down on as many places as possible. And don't just leave it 10 seconds, leave it a bit longer than that, leave it as long as you can. The other place where this shoe might start to break up is here. You know, the twist of the shoe, which I'm really exaggerating here. Oh, here we go. I found a little spot where this is opened up. As I mentioned before, can we see there? Yes. So, like I said, super glue goes inside. Let it penetrate as deep as possible, because that hole will go quite deeply. And we're just pegging that together. And that'll be totally fine. There we go. The other side hasn't gone yet, so we're just in the nick of time. I've only ever seen this on one occasion. This is still not a bad situation. I've seen someone's shoe which has been completely and utterly ripped off, this whole thing, and we're down to the heel. I still believe there's a way of fixing this. If you go to a hardware store, you can buy these bags of leather offcuts, and they're all sort of shapes and colours, and you've got different thicknesses as well. If you go for the thinnest one, this is very thin, I still believe there is a way to fashion a new heel overlay onto the shoe like this, cutting it off and sizing it up. If you've got a sewer in the family, someone who knows how to sew, they'd probably be finding this job not so difficult at all. So they would be gluing this on, cutting it off. And it doesn't matter which colour you use, because, like we said before, we're just going to paint it with our great paint and do a few coats on that. So let's have a look at the beige. Now, I like just to do a little tiny bit of Jif. It's just scuff marks from, you know, wear and tear and bumping into things. Tiniest bit of Jif, and hopefully we can get most of this off. It's coming away a bit, and you've probably got a significant scuff, which maybe the cleaning just won't rectify, in which case it's time to paint it. I try and keep away from the paint off the beige leather sections as much as possible. I like to keep it in its original beige leather as long as possible. I like to keep everything nice as long as possible. But unfortunately, 'tis the nature of the job. We dance in them. They get beaten up a bit. That looks really bad right now because I've actually wet the scuffed area. And now I'm just going to tidy it up and wipe that jiff off. You might find that when that dries, it doesn't look as bad as that. But otherwise, you know, we can go ahead and paint that with our Color Change Dark Camel. This looks quite dark when it goes on, but it dries lighter. And I'm not really willing to do any of these shoes today with this because I really prefer just to leave that as long as possible, and I feel like that's going to dry better. We might have a look at that later. But if you do want to go ahead and start painting with your color change here, the brush that they supply is really quite good. And you're just going around in exactly the same way as you did with the other silver paint. This stuff here, the Dye and Shine, is magic. It's very liquid and takes very well. I don't know if you can tell here if you're very scuffed or not. It's not the worst shoe I ever saw. It does have a few little scuff marks. So keep your brush as dry as possible. It's very wet. And just go for it. With the black, it's very hard to make any mistakes. And boy, they look like new when you're done. These are great products. The best thing for a shoe is to wear it. It picks up on all the humidity coming from your feet. And although that might sound gross, it's actually really good for the shoe. Fantastic. Okay, well, good luck with your painting jobs. Send me any messages if you want some more help. Let's just have a quick look at our super glue. See how we're traveling. It's all gone. It's all fixed. Once in a while you might need to just physically take this to the shoe guy and get new toppies on there. Also with the heel, if they start to wear down on one side, you're going to wobble in your shoe. Go and have that changed professionally, and that one as well. Don't attempt to do those ones at home. And main thing, enjoy wearing your shoes. Hope that helped. Bye-bye.